Count to 10 just so I can check the audio on this microphone.
Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, cultural freedom, power, refinement, equality, God, build a sure born, knowledge add to the cipher. Peace, IAtomic law, co-opted, locked up and now locked down. I got to survive in the American prison system, father civilization, true and living God, build up righteousness. Yeah, man, I want to, wisdom, my knowledge on what's going on. Just dealing with the Mike Brown situation, man. Just Darren Wilson, the cop, has been enjoying freedom since he assassinated that man in the middle of the street. Now, you and I would have been taken into custody. And then when taken into custody, we would have been charged with either murder, manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, or something of the sort, or malice murder. And then in being charged, when we taken in, we would have had to sit and wait for a bond hearing if they would have even allowed a bond hearing. As a matter of fact, this right here is a copy of the criminal justice process. What it says right here is, first thing you have is an arrest. An arrest. All right. Usually within 72 hours of arrest, you'll have a bond hearing. From the bond hearing, you have the preliminary hearing. From the preliminary hearing, there's the investigation. Investigation leads to the indictment. From the indictment, you're arraigned, then the motions, and then you enter the calendar called trial, pleas, and what have you. That is the criminal process. What everybody that's arrested goes through. Unless you're a cop. You have to sit back and look at, as a people, not just black people, but as a people, as far as in America, is, are cops' lives more important than the citizens? Are police above the law that they are prescribed to enforce? No. To me, that means they should be held to a higher standard of conforming to law because they enforce it. To me, that means that anytime they are in a controversial case that calls for them to be investigated, they should immediately be reprimanded. And I don't mean paid time off. That ain't no fucking reprimand. That's a vacation. Paid time off? Man, come on with the games. That's not a reprimand. Like I said, that's a vacation. Right now, Darren Wilson and shit that's out, enjoying his family, kicking it. Not just, and with protection. Because they got the cops watching them too. Had it been the other way around, Mr. Brown would have been locked up, facing all types of murder, and probably wouldn't have been able to bond out because he ain't got the fucking money. Nah, man. I know the symbol of justice is a scale in America and shit, man, but we gotta fix that tilt. Because it don't tilt in our favor. It ain't been tilting in our favor. It's tilting in his favor. Because now, in the court of public opinion, he's forming his case. Because the media and everybody else, the prosecutor, the DA, the judges, and all that, they all work together. I have never seen an instant where a person can call into a radio station and say that this officer, this is this officer's story, and that becomes a defense. That ain't even circumstantial because the person wasn't even there. That's hearsay. When has hearsay been accepted as witness? A witness statement? Never. Never. Oh, you know what? In white privilege, it does. That's what that is. White privilege. That's why it's so foreign to me and everybody else around me, because we don't know what that shit is. We don't know how it feels. It's foreign. You know? That's why, you know, it's so sad and hurts and cuts so deep for those who have gone through the justice system or injustice system. You know, that's why them youngins is out there in the streets wilding out, because they know the court system. They've been through it. They know that when they got arrested or when they was caught, they got arrested, booked, printed, taken in, fucking degraded, had to motherfucking bend over, cough, show their ass, all types of shit. They know what it is. They know what it is. But this motherfucker is being protected. It's not right. There should not be a double standard. But that's what the scale means. That's why it tilts. And it don't tilt in our favor. That's the double standard. You know what I'm saying? That's why that Lady Justice is peeping underneath that motherfucking blindfold, because it says justice is supposed to be blind. That's what the symbol's supposed to mean, that justice is supposed to be blind. But she peeping. She peeping under that blindfold so she can motherfucking tilt that shit, you know, and tilt the balance in favor of white supremacy, in favor of white privilege, in favor of corporate interests. So what must we do? We can't get caught up in emotionalism. Even though it cuts like a motherfucker. We really can't get caught up in emotionalism. As long as we use intellect over emotion, we won't fall victim to putting the two before the one and acting before we think. As long as we put intellect over emotion, we'll be wise with our knowledge and not fall victim to wisdom knowledge. What we have to do is organize. Organize genuinely. And organize around education. See, Allah, the father of our nation, that's why he stressed education so much. Because once you know, you got a responsibility to act off of what you know. But when you don't know, you can fall victim to what you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance is bliss to a fool. But those who have knowledge know to act off it and be responsible in acting off of it. My two main things to add on to this solution of this problem is, I think that we should form, legal research groups, or have some type of legal grassroots legal research groups that's accessible to the community. And when I say community, I'm talking about those that can't afford lawyers. Because that's one of the main reasons that the jails is so fucking full. Jails and prisons is so full is because we hadn't had appropriate legal representation in a lot of these cases. So combine the appropriate legal representation with the right to defend yourself as prescribed by the Second Amendment of the Constitution, and your right to bear arms, then we should be able to combat this war on original people out here in the streets of North America. On that, I say peace.